Hey everybody, it's Big V and today we're talking teams. Now look at the title of this video. The video is called How to Create Work-Life Balance as a Mom. How many of you are looking at me thinking, wait dude, are you really a mom? The answer is no, but I have lots of moms that we coach and train and develop, and I brought one with me today. I get ready and buckle up because you're going to hear from the great Brooke Sines, who runs teams in Michigan, North Carolina, and in Florida, all while being a phenomenal mom, a phenomenal wife, and having great life balance. You want to see how Brooke and her husband have visited 48 of the 50 states with only 2 states left to go, all while expanding and growing her business? Well, buckle up and get ready because here comes Brooke Sines. Hey everybody, it's Big B here, and today we are talking teams. And we're not just talking teams, we're talking teams with the one and only Brooke Sines. Brooke, how are you?
Hey, good to be here. Thanks so much. I'm good. How are you?
I'm out of control, and thanks for being part of this today. So today's theme and topic is we're going to talk about life balance. Before we do that, let me tell everybody just a little bit about you. Brooke Sines is one of my favorite people on the planet, not just on this call. We met in Michigan, I think at a Women's Council of Realtors event many years ago, and it's just been fun to watch her grow, not only as a mom and as a real estate agent, but as a leader. She now has 3 teams in Michigan, in North Carolina, and in Florida. Her business continues to grow like crazy, where she attracts some of the greatest agents. One of Brooke's favorite things, though, is to talk about her family. She's got 2 awesome kids. She has Connor, who's 11, and she has Kendall, who's 14, who wants to be a realtor. And so that means she must be doing it right, because I know so many kids that they say, whatever I do, I'm not doing what my mom does. So, well, you must be doing a few things right there, Brooke.
Amen. I'm sure trying.
So, Brooke, let's talk just a little bit about your journey. I want to kind of know, first of all, why'd you get into real estate, and kind of tell me what your path was? How'd you get in this business?
Well, like many realtors, I got into the business for the flexibility because there's so much flexibility in this business, right? So I used to travel. I was an entertainment agent, and I used to travel all around the country almost every Thursday through Sunday. And my husband, being a single dad, that, he's just like, I feel like I'm a single dad. My kids, they got old enough to say, Mommy, I don't want you to go on this trip. And that's like, ripped my heart out. I mean, that just killed me. And so I started Googling, of course, of all things, what's similar to my career path, because I really did enjoy it. And it kept coming up and saying, you love people, you're systems and process oriented, you're detail oriented, real estate. And so my parents had always used RE/MAX agents, and there happened to be one right down the street from my house. And so I went to RE/MAX and asked them if they're hiring agents.
And they let you in.
They did. They accepted me.
I think that's awesome. So what did you learn? Did you get everything you wanted when you came into real estate? You got your life back and all your free time? Or did you find it when you're good at it, you actually got busier?
Yeah. So funny thing, I learned absolutely that there is no flexibility. It's a 24/7 hour job. And if you want to go to Disney with your family and you are an individual agent, you can't really enjoy, not even remember the trip. And that's the old Brooke. That's where I started. My first year of real estate, I was blessed to sell 30 homes. Very busy, running around like a chicken with my head cut off with no systems, processes, or admin, because I was one, and went to Disney and went on this amazing trip. And I was so busy trying to tell people around me at Magic Kingdom to stop being so loud because I was trying to work a transaction. And then I could barely remember that trip. And I said, no more.
So did we meet shortly after that?
Absolutely. And I signed up. I said, I don't know. I don't care how much I pay, but I need you.
Coming in. So what was it about the messaging that resonated with you when you first heard me talk, or when you first heard about Workman?
So a couple things. Really, the one eye-opening experience that I had is when you started talking about the systems and processes as far as where to put your leads and where to put your transactions. And I thought, I claim that I'm this OCD person and I'm detail oriented. I didn't have my leads anywhere. I had them on the back of, in front of my hand. I had them on checkbooks, on sticky notes, my pad of paper everywhere. So I didn't have my transactions. I didn't have my leads written anywhere. And I'm watching you on stage talk about all these things. And I thought, I'm really shooting myself in the foot. I claim I'm this detail oriented person, and I'm not detailed on anything. And it was right then and there that I knew I had people slipping through the cracks that I was letting down. And I didn't want to do that anymore. That was one side of it. And then, of course, coming off the Disney trip and not actually being on vacation, or seeing it through my kids' eyes, as we all love to do as they're growing up. I'm not going to cry, Verl, but it was very, you talking about and telling the Christy Buck story and about having a team. I mean, I was an individual agent. I didn't know anything about teams, and sometimes teams get a negative connotation with them. And I thought, well, yeah, a team makes sense because I can have help at doing, if God forbid I go from 30 transactions and need to do more, how am I even going to do that? So hired Workman. And the next year, I had an admin, got a team member. And the next year I did 55 transactions by myself and worked less, and then continued to go from there. So it's been an amazing journey.
So fun to watch. Now, tell me about what your team looks like now. You're in multiple states.
Yes. So we have a team in Michigan. We have 5 agents there. We have a team in North Carolina, 5 agents. And Florida, we have 2 agents right now. So it's definitely, and it's kind of funny because we always say people from Michigan move down to Florida because they're sick of the snow. And then in North Carolina, they call them halfbacks, people that move halfway back. And so we've got you covered, Michigan, North Carolina, and Florida.
You got all the halfbacks. I think that's awesome. All right. So tell me about the impact of creating leverage, having a team has had on your family. How does your family dynamic different today? And what's important to you with your family?
Being present. And one of the things in Workman, we talk about setting core values for your team. And so I went to the family and I said, we have to set some core values. Who are we? Our core. And those still to this day, I mean, that was years ago, and they're on our family room wall. That's how important they are. I want to be present. Meaningful presence is one of our core values. And that means that when we are present with one another, we really are. And it's meaningful. And so for me, being able to set expectations with the family, and, if you're a member of the working class, most people have set hours that you go to work. You're either 8 to 5, you're 12 to 5, whatever hours you are. And so what I think that a lot of us moms, especially, but realtors do, is we fly by the seat of our pants. Instead of setting work hours and saying to our family, we are going to work Tuesday and Thursday nights from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturdays and Sundays from 1 to 3 or whatever it is. And that way, that letdown face that I call it, because I used to let my kids down all the time. They thought they were hanging with mom, and all of a sudden, ring, ring, all of a sudden I'm showing the house because I'm a Pop-Tart agent.
I hate that face. I hate that moment.
That letdown face.
The joy drain out of the light in these children.
Yeah, I will not be that mom anymore. And so setting expectations, letting the kids know that mom's working Tuesday and Thursday night and Saturday and Sunday, the expectations are set. They know I have to work. And if I don't, then surprise, it's actually incredible joy on their face when I come home early.
All right. So tell me, how do you structure it? How do you actually make that work? Give me some meat.
Okay, so My Perfect Week is one of my favorite Workman Success Systems tools. It's the ideal, if I were to say my perfect week, that's what I want it to be, and to stick to it as much as possible. Of course, I schedule my regular things in my calendar first, and whatever's in my calendar, I do. So I schedule the family items. Of course, we've got, travel soccer, we've got high school tennis matches, all of the things. And those are appointments, including my gym time. I mean, things like that go into the calendar. They are non-negotiables, and I don't schedule over them. Just like I wouldn't schedule over if I had a listing appointment to show up at your house tomorrow at 7 p.m. and another client called and wanted to see a house tomorrow at 7 p.m. I would have to tell them I have an appointment. And that's how I treat soccer games, gym time with my husband, date night, all those things are super important. So the My Perfect Week, to set your schedule to stick to, is an amazing resource.
By the way, we're going to give everybody on the call that watches the video a copy of the My Perfect Week. And so there'll be a link below. You'll be able to jump on and you can click it in and download that. So thank you for talking about that. So what are some of the things you do for fun as a family? What are the things that you've been able to accomplish or do as you become more intentional about it?
Well, we have a goal of visiting all 50 states together as a family. And that's something that has been one of the coolest things. I mean, I'm sure we've done a lot of things wrong as parents, but this is one thing that we definitely did right. And it was setting up this goal as a family. We have a whole travel wall with the bulletin board of the US. And every time we go to a new state, we put a peg in it. We've got pictures and all of that. And those have been some of the best memories is traveling. So we have 2 states left, and that's pretty cool for my kids being 11 and 14 to be able to say that they've almost been to all the states in the U.S.
Well, I can't wait till you bring them skiing in Utah. I think they need a
I know, we're coming.
break, right?
We're coming for you.
That's going to be so fun. So how do your clients respond to you when you're intentional with like that? You put all your personal stuff in first. You also put prospecting time in and huddles, and like, how do you get it all done? How do you feel like you're able to get it all done?
So in the My Perfect Week, being able to put those important things in. So obviously family time, like you just said, prospecting time. I mean, the things that you really need to do to go to work. And so I'll just say a lot of people, we get pushback on that. And one of the things that I was like, oh yeah, My Perfect Week, we're going to try to stick to that. And what you have to do, one of the tricks is to build in time in between. I call it follow-up time, but that's amazing to be able to say, okay, here's my time to follow up in between my tasks. The other thing is technology. So being able to put my phone, use text shortcuts and say, I'm in an appointment, your call is important to me, but I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Some people just need to hear from us. So that quick instant communication, and then you go back and you follow up when you're done with your kid's soccer game or tennis match.
So Brooke, I think about the milestones in our lives, and I think about different seasons of my life where I've had different things occur, and I can remember milestones. And meeting you is a milestone. I think that bringing you into the Workman family is such a great thing, and it's so fun to watch how you love your clients and pour into them as a coach and watch them move along. I think you get in their businesses with them. So I think that's really been a cool thing. What are some of the milestones that you recognize in your career that have like made an impact? You go, this is a milestone. I think you talk about Remax being one of them. They've been a just important part of your entire career.
Yeah, I joke that my kids think my middle name is Remax, and they might actually. But I think, being a part of, as I said, my parents always went to Remax agents. And so for me to be a Remax agent is a proud thing for me. I get to also bring those agents alongside me when I can help my team members hit the level of success and the goals that they have, not just professionally, but personally as well. That's a huge win. Those are the milestones I look forward to.
Yeah, I love that. And I love watching your kids grow up. I can't believe you have a 14-year-old. They were just
high school. I know.
A high schooler. Such a fun
thing.
You
know all too well. I watch you and I know that's where I'm about to get to.
Pretty soon you'll have grandkids. Think about that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Not for 10 years. You got a good 10 years. You got a good 10
Yeah, I better.
Okay, so we talked about My Perfect Week. We didn't talk about some of the things you want to share with. Maybe we'll do that on another video if that's okay with you. And I'd love to hear more about your top 50. I want to hear more about how you work with agents outside your marketplace. I think others would as well. Are you open to doing another call with me?
Absolutely. Bring it on. I love to share.
Brooke, thanks for taking time with us and talking about how you can be intentional. I'm a believer that you can have it all. You can have a great life. You can have a great business. You can make a lot of money. By the way, how's your income? Has your income gone up at all?
My income is just fine.
Isn't that a great place to be?
Yes. And I don't work nights, weekends, Friday afternoons, or typically Wednesdays.
You heard it from Brooke herself. If somebody wants to send you a referral, they'd like to work with somebody on your team, what's the best way to get a hold of you, Brooke?
Absolutely. Go to grandallurehomegroup.com or email me at brooke@grandallurehomegroup.com. Thanks so much.
I love that. And thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Brooke. And I'm telling you what, if you really want to have a life, it all begins with the intentional creation, beginning with your perfect week. Your perfect week is where you outline exactly what you want to have happen in your week, and then you follow it. Would you like a copy of our My Perfect Week scheduler? It's a simple downloadable doc. It's right here. Just click on the link below and download the My Perfect Week schedule. And let's be intentional about creating the life that you want for your family.